Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 5 of What If Naruto Became the God of Lightning. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also go ahead and check out Anime King 3. I posted a brand new episode of What If Naruto Awakened the Renitensegon, so go ahead and enjoy that guys. And over on Anime King, I posted a brand new episode of What If Naruto was too advanced for his age. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King 2, and Anime King 3, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last spot we left off, as the group was gathered, Team 7, well they weren't official yet, seeing that they haven't passed the bell test yet, as Kakashi had them all lined up out there. As he told them about the test, Sakura started to instantly freak out, when she heard that one of them would have to go back to the academy. Knowing that Naruto was stronger than her, and Sasuke was stronger than her as well, she resigned herself to her fate that she would be the one going back, as it was no way possible that she could, well, become stronger in this short amount of time. What would she do? But Naruto placed a hand on her shoulder and told her everything would be fine. Kakashi looked at Naruto suspicious at that. What was the boy planning? As Naruto was thinking about what Sarutobi told him, that his friends would be there to help him as well, his teammates. After all, everything is about teamwork. The test began as they flashed away. Naruto went to go and find Sasuke, as he made him follow him back to where Sakura was. As he spoke to them, Sasuke was reluctant at first, but using a bit of reverse psychology, Naruto was able to get Sasuke to join in as well. As they attacked Kakashi as a well-placed unit, Naruto used his solar spark to make everything go white, as both of them closed their eyes just in time, as they end up smashing into him as a group. And when they landed back Naruto at the bells, Kakashi was impressed by their teamwork, as Naruto then started to talk about it as well. Well, if they fail, Sasuke was supposed to get sent back. After all, he did volunteer. Sasuke started to curse at Naruto as he never said such a thing, as Kakashi gave them all the ice as he brought them towards where the monument was, at Training Ground 3. Those who abandon their friends are even worse than scum, he told them. As they officially became Team 7. Team 7 did the most D-rank missions out of every other team, breaking any team history back in the past. As they did so many D-rank missions, Naruto thought that if they did enough, they would be getting higher rank missions, so he summoned his clones and have them fill out the missions rather quickly, and they went back for more and more and finished them rather quickly. The last mission they did, D rank, Naruto got fed up of it, as it was a mission where they were supposed to receive the cat, as Naruto almost killed the creature because it was scratching at his face. With that, they made their way back to the tower. Many things happened in the time skip, as months had passed since they became Team 7. Naruto had spoken to Sakura. Her obsession with Sasuke was getting too much. She is slowing down the team, as he gave her hard truth facts that made her realize that he was probably right. Even though she'd never liked to train before, she decided to at least try a bit more, as Kakashi also found their feints as well, and seeing that the group was coming along with their teamwork, he started to train them, well, more advanced, like their taijutsu skills, and giving them more practice than he usually did. Sarutobi ended up giving the team a secret mission, given their past missions going so well, as Kakashi was able to meet one of Naruto's friends, and that was none other than Uncle Midarashi. He could now understand Naruto's attitude. It seemed like some of it was rubbing off from Uncle and rubbing off to him, as he could now understand why he knows so much about him when they first met, knowing that he walked around reading porn. Well, that was true. At the Inner Wave, as they were given the mission to go there, Gato was currently in his office, as he had hired 2 ninjas. He heard that Tazuna was going towards Konoha. Yes, he had hired 2 missing names to take care of them. As one of them were rather arrogant, the other one was Zabuza. As the man said that none of them can escape the thunder, as he had a big smirk on his face. Zabuza told me that cocky attitude of his will get him killed one day. So yeah guys, so basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the place and check for yourself. So what is to begin this new episode? The group was making the way, going towards the land of Wave. As Naruto had noticed something. The closer they get, the more nervous Tazuna got. It seems that the man was worried. He even stopped drinking. Well, seeing that Naruto destroyed its last 2 bottles of drinks. But the man seemed to be getting more and more nervous the more closer they got. As Naruto figured that something was off about that, narrowing his eyes towards Kakashi, he was simply reading his book. Sakura was walking ahead, along with Sasuke as well. Was he the only one that noticed? Well, you're not, said Kurama. You know, I was never really counting you, said Naruto. I mean, you're a part of me, so anything I know you would know as well. What the hell are you trying to say, said Kurama. What, said Naruto, I just said you were a part of me. So anything I know you would know. And you think I didn't know before you? And how would you, said Naruto. I mean, if I didn't know about something, how would you? Answer that question, said Naruto. Kurama remained silent. Yeah, thought so, stupid fox, he said. That's better than being a stupid kid. How is being a fox better than being a kid, said Naruto. Well, for someone like you, knowledge is everything. So being stupid is quite a downturn on that. But at least being a fox like myself, I don't have to worry about knowledge. With my vast amount of power, I don't have to worry about anything. I can crush anything under my paw with a single swipe. Sakura glanced towards Naruto. Once again he seemed to be lost in his thoughts, as he's been doing that recently. It's almost like he's been having a conversation with himself, as she saw his face show different emotions sometimes, as she wondered what he was doing. That was really weird. As she glanced towards Sasuke, as usual not paying any mind at all to anything. She thought they were getting close as a team, considering the amount of D-rank mission they did and the amount of training they went under. Naruto was always nice to the both of them, he tried his best, and Sasuke was always angry most of the time. And that got Naruto angry as well, and then the both of them quarreled. And then, yeah, they started out next day. Despite that, she loved their little team. And then there was her pervert sensei reading his porn. They may have many flaws, but she loved their little team together, as she hoped nothing went wrong. A thought then came to her mind. She decided to ask Kakashi, why did the land of Wave have ninjas? Kakashi decided to answer her question, explaining to her the different ninja system and the villages. As they were passing by a puddle, Naruto felt something. Hey, am I sensing something wrong here? You know, I told you about this already. Yeah, but is it this? Naruto said to the fox. Yeah. It was painful and gruesome, but the fox had managed to pump his chakra into Naruto with his ability. The process was long and caused Naruto a lot of pain, but it was useful. He could sense dark emotions within people, and when they were around as well. And at the moment he could sense 2 of them brimming, ready to strike in that puddle right there. Given the fact that it hasn't rained in a couple days now since you guys have been on the road, and not to mention when the sun is hot, why would a water puddle be there? Wouldn't it be, the fox said, leaning for Naruto to finish? Evaporating, said Naruto. Probably you're not as stupid as I thought. Who said I was stupid in the first place, said Naruto. Kurama then laughed. What's so funny? Well, water is extremely deadly when make contact with lightning. And if 2 shinobis are currently, well, using some sort of illusion, they still has water in their premises. So, add a bit of lightning inside, that would surely give them a kick. I suppose you're right, said Naruto, as he started channeling chakra towards his feet. Kakashi narrowed his eyes towards Naruto as he felt the influx of chakra. A smirk came under his mask as he watched Naruto. It seems Naruto noticed early, slamming his foot on the ground. Uchiha, said Naruto. Sasuke spun around, confused. The moment Naruto said that, the electric spark went over to the puddle. 2 cries of anguish could be heard. Sasuke's mind quickly flipped into focus. Sakura leaped forward to protect Tazuna as she pulled out a kunai as quickly as possible. As Kakashi stood there, not even moving a single muscle, he wanted to see how they would do on their first try. If it get too dangerous, he would simply take them out. But these weren't bandits, these were ninjas. The demon brothers exploded out of the water. As the both of them were cinched, Gozu looked quite roughed up. Seems like he took the brunt of Naruto's attack. Miyaizu didn't look so badly. For the sensei, said Miyaizu as he shot forward, Gozu following beside him until the man fell over, crashing face first. his body twitching violently. It seems like that shock had did a number on his body. As his brother quickly turned around, "Brother," he shouted, only for Sasuke to land it with a spinning kick towards the man's head, given that he was the closest, slamming his foot into the man's skull, rattling him. As he stepped back, his head dizzy, as he stepped back right in Naruto's path, who placed a firm hand on his back before releasing a pulse. He cried out in pain and agony before he fell unconscious. Kakashi smiled. "Good work, team," he said. "Naruto, you figured out the problem quite quickly. Sakura, you quickly moved to protect the target. And Sasuke, you quickly caught on to what Naruto were telling you. Seems like your teamwork is coming quite well," he said. "And yet you stand there and do nothing," said Naruto. "What if they were more stronger? What if we couldn't handle them? Well, I would have stepped in." "Are you sure you would have been fast enough?" said Naruto. "Of course I would have," said Kakashi. "I don't know," said Naruto as he looked at Kakashi up and down. "And what makes you think that?" "Well, I heard that you've been reading your porn a lot lately and not been training so much. I believe your skill have dull." "You really believe that?" "Well, you haven't shown me otherwise, unless we fight someone incredibly fast and stronger." "I think you're washed up," said Naruto. "You better not be washed up when we face off against our next opponent." "You know, that's quite insulting to say that to someone." "Well, you're my sensei. I'm just looking out for your well-being, and ours as well. Because if you're worthless on the job, we're gonna get hurt, and probably die." Sakura shivered at that, as thinking about life of ninja, she always put the concept out of her mind of dying. But yeah, she could actually die out here. "You don't have to worry, Naruto. I am still as fast and as strong as I used to be. You can't count on that." "Well, I'm not gonna take your word for it," said Naruto. "And why wouldn't you?" said Kakashi. "Well, I want to see for myself." "Well, unless you want us to put ourselves in danger once again, I don't know how I can show you without a little spar. And seeing that we're on a mission, I don't think we can do that right now." "Yeah, about that," said Naruto as he turned towards Tazuna. The man was already trembling. "What's wrong?" said Naruto. "Well, he probably just realized that we found out that he lied about the mission." "What? Lied?" Tazuna said. What are you talking about?" As Naruto sighed, as he looked down. "These guys are ninjas." "And Sakura, you're the smarter on the brains. What did Hokage told us again about this mission?" "Huh?" she said. "Who did he say that we were going to fight off against?" Bandits." "Yes, and these are mixing names. And even someone stupid as Uchiha can find out that," said Naruto, as Sasuke glared at him. "So give us the answer, brilliant Uchiha-sama," he said. Sasuke simply scoffed. "It means he lied about the mission." "Correct as always, Uchiha-sama," said Naruto, as Sasuke glared back at him, as Naruto simply laughed. "So, what do we do now?" said Naruto as he looked towards Kakashi. "Please," Tazuna said as he fell towards his knees. "Please don't abandon this mission," he begged. "Before we decide anything, tell us what is going on," said Kakashi. Tazuna sighed as he started to tell him everything. Time skip. The group was once again making their way. Despite knowing that Tazuna lied about the mission, they decided to still take the mission. Despite her being afraid, hearing about the gruesome things this Gato has been doing, Sakura wanted to help, as it was bad. Sasuke just wanted a challenge, so he went along as well. And Naruto also wanted to test his skills as well. After all, he hasn't fought anyone as strong as Kakashi lately. And not to mention Kakashi was holding back the entire time when they were fighting. So he needed to know where he was at the moment in terms of skills. Kakashi says they want to go along, he decided to just take the mission. But he warned them all to be careful. Because this Gato, he knew that man, his name has been circling lately. He was a shipping magnate. A quite wealthy man. And he feel like he will hire more ninjas. So they had to be careful, as he was just going to be more dangerous along the way. It took a while, but they managed to gain the boat ride. As they exit, Tazuna waved off to the man that was heading off, as he gave them the boat ride here. The moment Naruto set foot on this place, he felt a weird feeling. It traveled down his spine, as he saw the mist getting quite thick and dense. This seems like the place where, in the horror movie, the ghosts or whatever it is attack. In a place like this where there's so much mist. "Yeah, I know what you mean," said Naruto. "But I don't really sense anything," he said as he looked around. "Well, your senses aren't as strong as mine. It will take some time before you adjust to it. But the more you grow, the more you'll be able to sense and pick out the negative feelings of others, even from a long distance away before you even get attacked. It'll be great for your combat sense in the future." Well, if you say so, said Naruto. Of course I say so. Yeah, there you go again. Don't tell me you're the big, bad, powerful Kyuubi. You live for thousands of years, this and that. But I am, said Kurama. Yeah, and we both know it. Why the hell are you shouting? I'm the only one hearing you. Just be quiet, stupid brat. As Naruto simply shrugged it off. Suddenly, the entire group turned and they heard rustling in the bushes as Naruto narrowed his eyes, only for a rabbit to jump out. He simply shrugged as he returned back to walking. Something seemed off about that, but he just can't place it. Probably was just overthinking things because of this scenario. As Sakura looked around, she glanced towards Kakashi, who was looking around frantically, like something was wrong. She couldn't get to say a single word. Get down, said Kakashi, as he tackled Tazuna down. The three of them dropped to the ground as a sword whipped over their head and embedded into a tree. Someone flashed on the hilt. Naruto slowly lifted up his head as he saw the man that was standing there. He was wearing a face mask like Kakashi, bandages wrapped around his face, beady eyes, with black hair, and a headband in his forehead. Kakashi looked up. Zabuza, the demon of the mist. Ah, so someone as you know my name, I guess. I must be really famous now, said Zabuza, giving a reputation. Isn't that right, Kakashi Hatake? Copy ninja. Well, I would ask what you're doing here, but seeing that you blatantly outright attacked my team at the beginning, I'm guessing you're here for him as well, aren't you? It seems like those two idiotic brothers messed up. I thought they were going to bring your heads back here, along with the bridge builder as well. But seeing that it's you, I understand now why they couldn't bring it back. What about I give you an ultimatum, Kakashi? Take your brats and get out of here. It looks like they haven't lived for that long yet. It would be a shame if they were to just die right now. So take them and run. And I give you my word, I will not come after you. I'm afraid I can't do that, said Kakashi. This client here is my responsibility, so I can't allow you to take him. Do you really want to do this, Kakashi? Look at them, they're just brats. Fresh out of the academy, I can assume. Because they still have that innocent look on their face. I can see that none of them has probably taken a life already. This would be a wise battle, Kakashi, for you to choose to retreat from. Because if you stay here, I'm afraid I won't be able to hold myself back. And I'll probably end up killing one of them, he said. As he releases bloodlust, Sakura started to shake in fear. Sasuke started to shake as well. But, surprisingly, well, this one seemed to have promised, said Zabuza as he turned towards Naruto. You're not afraid? I felt worse, said Naruto. And indeed, he's felt worse before. To get him used to bloodlust, the Kyuubi had, over time, fluctuate his power inside the seal in front of Naruto, releasing so much malice and hate. Many times Naruto passed out, but over the years he has gotten used to it. But Naruto had a big question for the fox as well. Why the hell wasn't I able to sense his negativity? I told you, your body is still adapting to it. And you're still a stupid brat. This is different from the Light and East I taught you. This is a sensory ability. You won't just get it right away. But what about the demon brothers? I had sensed that something was going on in that water around there. But this guy seems to be on a whole nother level than them. So be careful. I'm touched, said Naruto. Worrying about my safety? No. It's just because if you die, I die as well. This seal is quite powerful, so I don't know if I'll be able to escape. You'll probably drag me along as well if you die. So you know that made me kind of your boss then, said Naruto. And you're always thought like you're the big shot, but I'm the one that is in charge of your life. You know, you should start bowing and respecting me. When pigs fly, said Kurama. Now look what you're doing and focus. It's about to get serious. As Naruto looked up, did you say something? The entire time Zabuza was talking to him. Zabuza, eyebrow twitch, a smartass, huh? As Kakashi has never felt more proud. After all, that was his trademark when it comes to Guy. Zabuza, a voice suddenly said, cut into the ear like a knife. I told you to wait for me, and yet you went off by yourself. What's wrong with you? We're partners, aren't we? I told you I didn't need your help, said Zabuza. Well, we were both paid to do this job. So, I'm not leaving until I get to kill someone and give them a proper burial. As Kakashi eyed wide when he saw the man that landed right on the branch right beside Zabuza. And besides, it's more than one. I can have my fun as well and you can have your fun. As Kakashi couldn't believe it. You're Rika. Oh, Oh, so I see now why you want to be alone with them. Kakashi, the famous copy ninja. Reiga smiled. As Naruto looked at the man, he had dull, green hair, black eyes. His eyebrows looked rather intimidating, and he had bandage wrapped around his sleeves. He was wearing a green and orange vest, with grey pants and sandals. And there was 2 swords on his back, in an X motion. Both swords had 2 smaller points coming from them. They were the famous Kiba blades from the Hidden Mist. This man was also one of the 7 ninja swordsmen. So, have you given the ultimatum yet, Zabuza? Knowing you, I figured that you would do something like that. Don't think I'm that predictable, said Zabuza. Reiga laughed. So you're telling me you did not? He turned. Did he give you guys an ultimatum? He loves to do something like that. When he knows that he's the one in charge of your life. Can you just be quiet, said Zabuza. You're really messing everything up. Come on, Zabuza. We used to be friends. We were never friends, and we're not friends now. Really harsh, aren't you, said Reiga, as he turned toward the team. So, I'm judging that you guys are not gonna run, right? I mean, you have to protect him, he's your client. As Reiga smiled even more as he unsheathed the sword from his back. Both of them. There was a spark of electricity that ran through them, as he licked his lips, ready to give them a proper funeral. After all, that was his thing. After killing his opponent, he buried them. It was strange, but that was what he did. Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, take Tazuna out of here. Now, said Kakashi as he lifted up his headband, showing his Sharingan. What? And leave you to die, said Naruto. This is no time for argument. Take Tazuna out of here and run. Now, said Kakashi. As the 3 of them looked at each other, Tazuna was scared shitless. The man wanted to just get out of here, as he already started to move. Naruto created 3 clones. Tazuna yeep as they picked him up. We don't have time to move slow, said Naruto, as they start to move off, only for Kakashi to watch the 2-man vanish out of sight in the sunshine. Kakashi leaped up in the air as he blocked both of them, only for Reiga to flip over Kakashi kunai, as Kakashi turned to stop him, but Zabuza pulled his blade from a tree and swung towards Kakashi, forcing him to flip away. You're not getting away, kid, said Reiga, as he shot towards the group, as he leaped off the tree that they landed in, only to come face to face with Naruto, who stopped right at the tree edge. Reiga smirked as he swiped his blade towards Naruto, only for Naruto to deflect, and there was a burst of electricity that came from his palm, forming a sword, as Naruto slammed his lightning blade right into Reiga's Kiba blade. Reiga was shocked. Whoa, I'm surprised. I've never seen a kid your age manipulate light to this degree. You must be some kind of prodigy or something, said Reiga. As the man was bringing his hand down, Naruto felt the intense weight. Despite not looking at the man was strong, but Naruto didn't bust his ass training for nothing at all, as he quickly flipped his other wrist, as another burst of lightning went off, and another sword was created. As he swung it towards Reiga's head, Reiga smirked as he blocked with his other blade. Before his smirk got even wider, lightning erupted on both of his blades, as he brought it down on Naruto's guard. He brought up his foot and slammed it into Naruto's stomach, forcing Naruto back. He then dive bombed right into Naruto and stabbed him in the shoulder, only for Naruto to smirk. Great explosive clone. Boom! A massive explosion went off that shook the clearing right there. Reiga burst out of the smoke, his body slightly singed, but nothing too harmful, as his 2 swords are in front of his face. He coughed violently as he looked up. Damn brat, he said. Naruto really had to thank Uncle for teaching him that, as he got the memory of his clone exploding. Where the hell are we going, said Sasuke, as they were carrying Tazuna away. The man had passed out. It seems your speed from hopping the tree branch was just too much for him. After all, civilians never traveled this way before. As the man had ended up passed out, that was better, as they were carrying him without much fuss. As 3 clones were carrying him, while the real Naruto was behind the group. As Sakura glanced behind her shoulder. What are we gonna do, she said. Kakashi Sensei is behind us, with the 2 of them. He's gonna get killed. No, one of them is after. Naruto couldn't get to finish that sentence. He never knew that the man was that fast. Move, he said, as his clones leaped away, and so did Sakura and Sasuke. The tree branch that they were about to land on was destroyed by a dose of electricity. Reiga landed as the man was furious. Can't believe I almost let that little brat take me down the explosive clone. This time, I won't be treating you lightly, thinking that you're weaker than I thought. After all, weak kids can't produce lightning to that degree. Now where are you? He said as he looked around. He heard something to the right as he swung his blade. A volt of electricity came out of it and ripped through the bushes right there, showing that he was nothing but a measly animal. He then tilted a kunai past his face. He grabbed onto the hilt of it and spin as he blocked Sasuke's other kunai that Sasuke dropped down on him with. He smirked and backhanded Sasuke in the bushes as Sasuke was sent sailing away. Sakura released several kunais and shurikens towards the man as he simply twisted his blade, blocking each and every one of them. A massive fireball was hurled towards him. Riga simply smirked as he jumped forward, diving directly into the fireball. He spun in mid-air as lightning was produced on the tip of his blades as he teared right through the fireball, coming towards Sasuke. Sasuke's eyes went wide. The two blades coming towards him in a spin. He couldn't block it. He wasn't fast enough. As he realized something, he was about to die. Yes, he was about to die. As he realized he would never get the revenge he wanted. He would never get to make his brother pay for what he did. No, none of that was going to happen because right now here, he was going to die. It then started to turn strange as he saw Riga coming even more closely. It felt like time was slowing down. What Sasuke did not know was, in the rush of panic, that a Sharingan had been activated. One towed him in both eyes. But still, his body was not fast enough to react to this. And at any moment now, Sasuke felt a hand placed over his face. It was Naruto that covered his eye. As Naruto brought down the blade, made from pure electricity, and slammed it on the Kiba blade. As it exploded, an explosion of lightning burst through the area. As Naruto had to cover Sasuke's eyes, or he might have gone blind. Riga had to leap back, twisting his body just in time, as he crashed into a tree, moving too fast. He was fine though as he picked himself up. I must say, I'm surprised as he saw Naruto standing there. As Naruto used a backlash of lightning, the forced Riga's swords down to the ground. But it cost him as Riga saw burns on the boy's arms from the explosion of lightning. Riga was intrigued when he saw smoke coming from those small burns. And then they were gone. And you just keep on getting more and more interesting, he said. You know, kid, I've been looking for an apprentice. Someone who was a lightning nature like me. That would be wonderful. And seeing you now, I believe that you're my perfect apprentice. What do you say about joining me? Huh. I'm afraid I can't do that, said Naruto. After all, why would I want to work with someone as worthless as you? A missing link that has no real goal in life, that will probably be dead soon. Sakura released a deep breath. When she heard what Naruto said, this man was trying to kill them, and Naruto was antagonizing the man at the moment. Riga smirked. That's too bad. Then, the other way then. And what's that, said Naruto. Well, if you won't become my apprentice, I'll just have to kill you, said Riga. As he pointed the Kiba blades towards where Sakura was. Only for the clones and Sakura to die from the bushes. As the electricity destroyed the trees that they were hiding behind, he stabbed both blades into the ground. Lightning release. Destruction seal, he said. As the blades were like a lightning rod, as they produced a massive wild field that he swung forward. The electricity was like a net, forcing the entire team to go back to where Zabuza and Kakashi was fighting. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, said Naruto as he flipped off the branch. Naruto said Sakura as she wondered what the hell he was doing. Go, said Naruto as he placed his hand forward. The electricity slammed into his palm, but Riga wasn't intrigued as he saw the electricity didn't hurt the boy. It was being absorbed into his body. Riga brought his blades down. He would really have to kill this kid, as he wouldn't join him, so he would have to die. Only for Naruto to point his hands towards Riga. Riga moved just in time, but not fast enough, as Naruto released the electricity that he just absorbed. Right above his shoulder, it ripped. Riga cried out in pain as the thing seeped into his flesh. He dropped to the ground pulsating, despite having lightning nature and using the Kiba blade. The boy, lightning was potent and powerful. As he dropped, Naruto shoot forward. Stop, said Kurama. The moment Naruto did, the blade was inches away where his face should have been. If he had moved any more faster, his face would have been gone. As he leaped back, rushing back to where his team was, Reiga picked himself off the ground. Huh. Stronger than I thought, he said. He couldn't believe a kid was letting him work like this. Meanwhile, Kakashi was clashing against Zabuza violently, the both of them going at it as they were on top of the water surface. Clashes against his giant blade, against Naruto kunai. Kakashi's eyes widened though when he saw Kazuna being brought back by Naruto clones, and Sasuke and Sakura, all looking frantic as well. Sasuke landed on the clearing as he looked around, as he then saw the real dope appeared. What happened? Sasuke said. He's right behind us. Reiga leaped out of the clearing. As he cracked his neck. You thought that you guys would get away from me? Well, you're mistaken, he says. He rolled his shoulder, only to wince in pain. Damn kid, that really hurt. Well, I suppose it's time I stopped playing around. It was then that the man blurred out of sight. It was like his speed multiplied as he appeared right in the center of them. Sakura turned only to be backhanded away as he screamed, crashed into the ground. Sasuke spun around the kunai, only for his hand to be grabbed and twist, before Reiga slammed a fist into his stomach as Sasuke wheezed up. Reiga uppercut him, knocking him away, as Naruto turned and blocked Reiga's kick, his two arms in front of him. Reiga smirked as he assaulted Naruto, bringing on the full weight of his attacks. Relentless punches. As Naruto slid back and went through hand sign, before placing his hand down, electricity started to form over his hand like a spear. He shot forward only for Reiga to bring his blade forward. Reiga brought the Kiba blades together as a dose condensed amount of lightning started to be generated. Kakashi's eyes widened. He didn't know what Naruto was doing, but he wouldn't stand up to that. He turned to rush after them, only for Zabuza to appear in front of him and drive a kick towards his stomach, forcing him to block. Zabuza then swing towards his throat, forcing him to leap back once again. Kakashi cursed as he couldn't get to them. Lightning Edge saved Naruto as he brought his attack down. With so much power, his lightning hand covered, it was so condensed to the point where it was completely silent. Reiga shot his blades forward, the dose of energy erupting from the tip as it made contact with Naruto's lightning edge. A massive eruption of lightning exploded outwards. Reiga was sent sailing, as Naruto was sent sailing as he crashed into a tree, as his back ripped right through it, breaking through the other one as well. Reiga was pinned up against a tree. The man coughed up blood, burn marks over his body, but he wasn't that badly hurt, seeing that his blades were extended, but the electricity was just so potent it struck him. Sasuke looked up as he groaned. This was bad, really bad, as he saw Naruto clones poofed away, dropping the unconscious Kazuna on the ground. Sakura slowly picked herself up as she pulled a kunai. Reiga got to his feet as he started to laugh. You kids are quite an interesting bunch. I never thought kids would push me this far before. But it doesn't matter now, said Reiga, as he picked up his blade once again. As he got to his feet, his left blade was generating power. As he forced Chakra into it, the blade became blue and started to hum with so much electricity that sparkled around his hand. I'm gonna kill the both of you and take the bridge builder as well. Let's see if we can stand up to this, kiddies, he said. Kakashi, seeing that this would be bad, shot forward, only for Zabuza to get in his way again. Kakashi ducked under his sword swipe and drive his hand forward. With so much force, Zabuza was blown back as he tried to reconnect on his feet, but he could not in time. Kakashi twisted his leg and slammed his heel right into Zabuza's skull, throwing him off course. Kakashi was not wasting any time. He had his eyes set on his team, only for Zabuza about to burst into water. The real Zabuza appeared and swung at him. Kakashi turned. He was not fast enough as he leaped. The blade sliced him through his clothing, but not him. Zabuza slammed his blade to the earth, destroying it, forcing Kakashi to leap away. Kakashi's eyes widened as he looked over, as Naruto landed right in front of his team. Its entire shirt was burned at the front, and his arm had many scratches on it. Naruto moved. Sakura screamed as she held out her kunai in front of her. He took already a nasty like that, he couldn't survive something else. Sasuke was about to move forward as he stepped 1 feet. He was already going through hand sign. He was going to use his fireball jutsu to stop this. But Naruto was already flipping through hand sign as well, as he was going to use his electric field, as he was going to protect them all. Only for Reiga to smirk as he slashed his other blade at Naruto. A pinpoint strike of electricity came out. Naruto's right side was already damaged using the lightning edge. So he wasn't fast enough to twist his body as he struck into his arm, stopping him from going through hand sign. As Reiga saw it, moving forward, take this! Thunder Spear, he says, he drive the blade right into Naruto's chest. The moment it made contact, there was an explosion. Sakura and Sasuke's eyes went wide as they saw Naruto to the full brunt of the attack. His body was thrown. Naruto Kakashi screamed out as Naruto was sent sailing towards the sea. As he dropped right in the water, Kakashi leaped forward only to be stopped once again. Your fight is with me. I already warned you, said Zabuza. And no, you're not going anywhere. Sasuke-kun, go save him. I'll watch the bridge builder, Sakura said. Only for Sasuke to be kicked right in the face as he slammed into the ground. Sakura looked up only to be grabbed by the hair as she was picked up off the ground. Worthless kunoichis like you. Worthless children like you wouldn't stand a chance at the hidden miss. That kid back there would probably survive. Well, he's dead now, but he'd probably live. But as for you two, you're quite worthless. If you had been through the same thing me and Zabuza went through growing up, you'd have been dead already, said Reiga. Despite having a few cuts over him, he never expected to go this far. He looked down the bridge builder as Sakura was struggling to get away but she could not, as Reiga lifted her up by her hair. Kakashi lost it, seeing one of his students was probably droning and already dead, and his other two was about to be killed as well. Zabuza found himself unable to keep up with Kakashi once again, as he was brutally assaulted. Kakashi was moving like a blur. His body, his movements, his eyes, keeping track on everything that Zabuza did. Zabuza was slashed several times by the kunai right into the center of his palm, forcing him to drop his blade. As a brutal kick slammed into his chest, blood erupted from his mouth, splashing against the bandages. Kakashi wastes no time as he spin kicks Zabuza, his head smashed into a tree. Kakashi knew he couldn't waste any more time as he shot towards where his students were, quickly creating a clone. Meanwhile, inside Naruto's mindscape, as Naruto was lying there in the field, Kurama was standing above him. Having to protect people really weigh you down, didn't it? As Naruto's eyes were closed, if those friends of yours weren't there, you'd have been able to cut loose. Knowing how dangerous your element was, you couldn't do that. Kurama says he looked down at Naruto as he sighed, as he felt his power being drawn upon. He knew that Naruto was angry, and yes, Naruto was pulling on his power, as a blue glow started to surround Naruto inside the mindscape, before his eyes snapped open and he was gone. Go get him, kid, said Kurama. Him and Naruto has been working on this, so he was not worried about Naruto attacking his friends and then blaming himself afterwards. Back in the real world, Kakashi's clone was obliterated as he tried to get close to the water. Suddenly there was an explosion. A wild, malice amount of power just exploded out in the environment, shaking the premise of the ocean that they were nearby. Zabuza looked up as his body was rocking with pain. The water then split as the thing started to be evaporated. It was not fire, it was electricity. As Naruto exploded out of the water and landed on the surface, his eyes were completely electrified. Lightning was pouring and radiating from his body. A strange blue glow was around him. His eyes set towards Reiga. Reiga moved forward only for Naruto to disappear. He didn't disappear, he moved with speed. The electricity enhanced his speed and the cloak around his body. I don't know the hell you are alive, said Reiga, but don't get cocky as he swings his blade, only for Naruto to catch it right in his palm. Reiga was surprised. That was until Naruto pulled back his fists. Reiga shot his other blade forward until Naruto grabbed it as well, as he pulled back his head and struck it into Reiga's skull. Reiga was knocked back by the force as Naruto landed several deadly punches inside of Reiga's stomach, as Naruto one-hand balanced and strike his boot right in Reiga's mouth, breaking a few of the man's teeth. Naruto disappeared again with bursts of speed as he appeared behind him and slammed his fist into his back. Reiga coughed up blood. Kakashi, on the other hand, turned around as he saw Zabuza coming towards him. This time, Kakashi was about to end this, as the both of them started to speak through hand sign. Sasuke and Sakura were shocked to see their teammate move like this. As Reiga started to be pelted in mid-air, he was knocked to one side, knocked to the other, as he was tossed around like a rag doll. Naruto dropped from the sky as he looked like a lightning bolt, slamming his heels into Reiga's back. The man felt pure pain and agony as he cried out in uncontrollable pain. One none of them noticed because they were focused on the fight that Reiga blades were now missing. Someone had took them. As Naruto jumped back, as he then pushed himself in the air, using his lightning to blast himself up, before forming his hand like he was holding on to something, a massive war hammer, created from pure electricity then formed, as he grabbed onto the hilt. As he brought it down, suddenly, a massive ice brigade formed around Reiga. Not knowing what this is, but not relenting, Naruto brought down the warhammer as it ripped through the ice brigade. But when the warhammer smashed down, Reiga's body wasn't there. It was just the earth that was torn to pieces by the explosion of Naruto's warhammer. As Naruto landed on his feet, his entire body still cackling with that blue glow around him. On the other side, Kakashi's hand was electrified as he was going to end Zabuza, who was pinned against a tree. He was in a bad condition. Kakashi shot forward only for several kunais land in front of him, with explosive notes forcing him to jump back. Boom, they went off. As he narrowed his eyes in the explosion, he saw a black blur grab onto Zabuza's body and leap away. He stopped himself, knowing that he was not in any condition to fight anymore right now. He overused his Sharingan to the limit today, and he was exhausted. On the other hand, Naruto stood there, the lightning leaving his body, his eyes returning back to normal, as he started to fall, only for him to be caught by the back of his shirt. Sasuke was the one that caught him, as he slowly let Naruto down, instead of letting his face hit the ground hard. He still was shocked by that amount of power, as he never thought that the dope was that strong. Kazuna was just waking up at that moment, as he looked around. What the hell? He said, looking around. The place was a wreck. It was destroyed. As Kakashi looked over to them, he made his way over as he checked Naruto's pulse. He was okay. Before he fell over as well, Kakashi Sensei said Sakura. As Sasuke went over, he's fine. Probably just exhausted as well. As Sakura released a sigh of relief. At least they were both okay. She thought for a moment there. Seriously, what happened? Said Tazuna as he looked at them. Sasuke simply sighed. Time skip. Reiga groaned as his entire body felt like it was broken. At the moment he couldn't move, he had several broken bones all over. As he was lying on a futon, Zabuza was lying on a more comfortable bed. Shut up, he said, as Reiga was groaning over and over. Screw you, I'm in pain, said Reiga. You're just worthless, losing to a damn bunch of kids. Look, those weren't any ordinary kids, said Reiga, as he coughed, only to cough up blood. Seems he has some inner bleeding. Where the hell did you save him again? Asked Zabuza. I was watching the fight, said a voice. Standing there was a girl, black hair, black eyes, as she was wearing a hunter in clothing, as she was looking at the both of them. These ninjas are too dangerous for you to take on alone, Zabuza-sama. You tell him, Haku, he needs my help. In order for respect for our previous partnerships, I decided to save you. I hope next time the both of you can work together to quickly take down the opponents. Me work with him? But you've done it before, said Haku. Yeah, on different missions, but not this time. I hate him now. Reiga simply coughed. Hate me as much as you want. Those kids back there are something else. Especially that one. You got my blades, right, Haku? Yes. They're the first ones I recovered. Reiga released a sigh. For a moment there, I thought I was going to actually die. You're just worthless, said Zabuza. No, it's not that. And I'm not worthless. That kid, he's something else. I realized something now. The entire time he was not going all out. Said Zabuza. His friends were there, so he couldn't use his lightning abilities. You know how powerful lightning is and destructive. As I say, lightning is the most powerful element in this world. But when you're around comrades, Well, he was around a comrade, he couldn't use it. But given me, I didn't care about their well-being. I was trying to kill him. But for him, he couldn't go all out. As you saw, the kid burst out of the water, and he took me like a piece of trash. Well, he caught me off guard, but still, I'm surprised. But it doesn't matter, said Rika. The next time we fight, I'll make sure to rip him to shreds. Huh, maybe next time he will kill you, and we will finally get rid of you, said Zabuza. Come on. You know if it wasn't for me being out there, you'd have been dead right now. What? Yeah, think about it. If that kid and Zabuza had teamed up on you, they would have killed you rather quickly. Haku said nothing, as Zabuza thought about the recent events. I would have sliced them both up to pieces, he said. Huh, always a badass, aren't you? Said Rika, as he coughed some more. Haku, what the hell is happening? As he was looking at his palm, a lot of blood was in there. Just by one cough. Haku came over, as she knew a few medical ninjutsu but nothing too advanced. She was able to scan him though. It seems he damaged you on the inside. His lightning is quite potent. Seemed to be much potent than yours. Suddenly, Haku had to pull back her hand, as it was a lightning spark. The lightning is still coursing through your veins. You need to fluctuate your chakra through your body to get rid of it. Now? If you don't, you'll die. Rika cursed as he started to scream, fluctuating his chakra, and the pain that he was in, it was horrible, but he had to if he didn't want to die. When he meet that kid again, he was so gonna kill him. Meanwhile, as Naruto was sitting up in his mindscape, as he was currently looking at Kurama. Huh, kind of lost myself back there, he said. Didn't you know what was happening, said Kurama. Well, yeah. Well, you didn't lose yourself completely. You had a mind, you had awareness. Yeah, I guess you're right, said Naruto. But that battle was quite hard. You know, thinking about this, I never thought that battles would be this hard. Well, you never actually fought anyone to the death before, haven't you? Yeah, I suppose you're right, said Naruto. But I almost died out there. That's because you were holding back. But if I had, yeah, I know you'd have killed them. By accident. Seeing that you barely use any of your techniques. Yeah, said Naruto. Well, next time we have to work on some strategy for this. After all, we had no idea that he was coming. That is why he got the drop on us anyway. But next time, and I know he will come back, I'll end him for sure. You know, kid, we haven't talked about you killing someone. Huh, said Naruto. Well, you haven't done it before, have you? Well, not really. Mizuki had blown himself up. So, you're okay with killing. I just hope you're not a pacifist. This guy came after me and my team to kill us. I won't hold myself back for his sake at all, said Naruto. As Kurama smiled, at least the kid wasn't naive as he thought. Well then, you better hurry up and get your ass out of bed, and get yourself ready for the next time. Because, next time, I want you to at least manage a tail worth of my chakra, not just a cloak. As Naruto smiled at that. So we're gonna continue my training and learn your chakra. Yeah, said Kurama. As Naruto smirked as Kurama rolled this off, waiting for his body to develop more. But now, he supposed it was the right time for him to start, learn how to control his chakra. That back there was just a cloak, as Naruto hadn't even tapped into one tail of the power yet. And it was time to learn how to control more of it. But guys, if you enjoyed this episode right here, for the next part, be do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But more for now, see you guys soon. Peace.